Alright, what is up, guys? We are back with Nanatsu no Taizai, chapter 271, Sincere Feelings. Um, Last chapter was the chapter that we met Wild, right? I don't know how in the world he's gonna fit into this story, but um, yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. It was a really weird ending to last chapter. Did you say Wild? Your younger brother, you mean Hawk, right? Hawk? My younger brother's name is Mild. Though it's true my brother disappeared around the time he was born, so it wouldn't be all too strange if he didn't remember his own name. Weird, so like this is like legit Hawk backstory almost. You don't mean to say that you know of a man that looks exactly like me? Looks like you. I'd say there's not a thing about him different from you. He could be your clone. He's crying. That's the exact same cry Hawk makes when he's hungry. My sides. The world sure is a crazy place. It's time for the hot sandstorm. Please, oh guests of the underworld, please follow me to my humble abode. You live in this pig hut all by yourself? Yep, I decorated and made it myself. Though this is the first time I've ever shown it to anyone. This is pretty well made. Well, all I got is free time after all, but even with free time, would you really do all of this? This thing's so hard to sit on. Well, all I got is free time after all. Have a drink. This is wart tea made from the ass warts of Tiggle What the hell is going on right now? Tiggle man, is like, are they really trying to say what I think they're trying to say? Um, and ass warts too. Like, what the hell is up with this chapter? um, it tastes like purgatory. I don't even know where to begin with any of this. My brother Mild was taken away immediately after he was born by the Demon King and sent somewhere far off outside this world. That was over 8 million years ago. What? I can't even fathom that amount of time, dude. Jeez. So Hawk woke up in Britannia 16 years ago. Okay, so it doesn't really line up. If a minute in the other world is a year here in Purgatory, this math adds up. Okay, never mind. But I still do not know the reason why my brother was sent to that other world. I know the reason. It was for the Demon King of Purgatory to keep watch over his son. That's definitely the reason why he chose Hawk. The Demon King's son? Just who are you? That's right, I still haven't even asked your name. I'm Meliodas, and I'm Bon. So then, my little brother was chosen to keep watch over you? At first, the Demon King used animals of the real world to keep surveillance on me to ensure that I'd stayed vigilant on my duties. But they'd always either die to trivial accidents or from their short lifespan. That's probably when he turned his eye to creatures of purgatory, and sure enough, Hawk is extraordinarily resilient and tough. It's no wonder he was even able to easily handle Hendrickson's attacks. And nobody's ever cautious about him since he's so reasonable and likable. Sir Meliodas, Sir Bon, please tell me more about Mild. I mean Hawk. And they're just smiling. Okay, I kind of like this. I feel like this would be kind of like, I don't know, divisive amongst like other readers. Like, I don't know, how do people feel about this chapter? Like, because I could definitely see a lot of people being like, oh, they just want to like get on with the story. But I don't know, I kind of like this. It's just kind of like settling down a little bit, you know. Um, like having like a quiet moment, you know. It's kind of cool. All right, so surely he's grown up to be fine and strong. Yeah, he's definitely grown up wonderfully, all right. So what does my little brother do on the other side? As I thought, is he a warrior like me? He's the captain of the Food Scraps Disposal Knights. What a magnificent title. You see him like telling stories about him, I'm guessing. What's wrong, Wild? Crap, he was so far off from what you imagined, you went into shock and started hyperventilating? I guess you're disappointed to find out our little brother's different from how you imagined, huh? Well, I definitely went into shock from the shock, but no matter how far off my imagination he is, or how different of paths we may walk, he is my brother, flesh and blood. To me, he is my one and only precious little brother. Seems kind of familiar, huh? Right? With Meliodas? Yeah, there we go. You're right. Now then, the storm is blown over, so let's get going. To the Demon King and to me, precious little brother. Okay. But I never thought that the door to the world where my little brother is would be at the feet of the Demon King. Well, that's just our best guess. How long has the Demon King been here? He's been around long before I was born. He was sealed here 3,000 years ago in the real world's time. In my search for my brother's whereabouts, I've challenged the Demon King countless times and have always gotten crushed. What? Did Wild just say that he's challenged the Demon King? What? I can't believe that. Out of our 12,118 battles, I've lost 12,118 times. You've got some crazy dedication. The two words give up are not in the dictionary of Wild. And to now have been able to see hope that I may meet my brother again, I now know it was all for naught. I'm sure Master would crap his pants if he saw you. I agree. Mild, good night, my precious little brother. What the heck is that song? It was the lullaby I used to sing to Mild all the time. He loved that song. You're a good big brother, Wild. What's the matter, Captain? Do you have a little brother as well, Sir Meliodas? When Wild was talking about Master, that was the first time I've ever seen you make that face. Your little brother, if I recall, was Zeldoris? I see now that you mention it, I've never properly told you about it. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, I wouldn't force you to. That's not it. It's just neither an interesting story nor a story worth hearing. I have two little brothers, Zeldoris and Estarossa. Esta what? You mean that goateed guy that killed you once? Yeah, he's the middle brother. Hang on a second, he doesn't look like your brother in the least. His face is nothing like yours. It's not like he can help it. Sorry for interrupting your story. Please continue. I was once hailed as the commander of the Ten Commandments and called the candidate for the next Demon King. And to be honest, it's not like I completely hated it. A little flashback. No matter how foolish I thought the war with the Goddess clan was, as the leader of the Demon clan, I spent day and night in battle. And Zeldoris, if I may humbly say, idolized that version of me. You could almost call him honest and sincere to a fault. He learned how to fight from me and continued to bring down his sword for the sake of the Demon clan. To be honest, I was never able to comprehend why he was so desperate and worked so hard. It was around that time that I met Elizabeth and my entire world turned around. The joy of having someone precious to me and the feeling of wanting to protect someone precious to me. I finally understood my little brother. Oh, so is that what Zeldoris, like, that's what Zeldoris, like, or what Meliodas meant to Zeldoris, I guess? Someone precious to him that he wanted to protect, right? It's a little weird that, like, Meliodas said that this is the first time that he's felt, like, these emotions, right? Like, someone sincere, someone that he wants to protect, right? Like, Elizabeth brought out those emotions in him. It's a little weird he didn't think about that for his two younger brothers, right? Like, did he not have those feelings for them? Like, that's funny. Oh, because Zeldoris already had one. Someone precious to him who he wanted to protect. Amongst most of the Demon clan who battled the Goddess clan and other races without much of any reason. Zeldoris sought to fight as a cruel, cold-hearted executioner in order to protect his beloved. Meanwhile, I swore to put an end to the fruitless, meaningless war together with Elizabeth and betrayed the Demon clan, all without knowing it would be the impetus that caused the Holy War. The unexpected betrayal of the commander of the Ten Commandments caused a serious strain. The vampire sect that disapproved of being subservient to the Demon King aimed to rebel, but their rebellion failed. And as a lesson to the vampire sect, he ordered his executioner Zeldorus. Alright. To kill his beloved by his own hand. Damn. And so yeah, this was kind of put into motion by Meliodas, right? Like, I mean, Meliodas, if Meliodas didn't betray the demon clan, then the vampires wanting to rebel wouldn't have happened, right? Like, am I correct in assuming that? So then the vampires wouldn't rebel, and then Zeldorus wouldn't have to kill his beloved. Interesting. God, I love that artwork showing like Zeldor, like a tear coming down of Zeldorus's eye. Um, just like the intensity in those two bottom panels. I can't even begin to imagine just how much he suffered in that moment. Sir Meliodas, and that's all. When he needed me there the most, I wasn't by his side. When he needed my help the most, I couldn't do anything for him. And my brother's most precious thing was taken away. A pretty pointless story, isn't it? It's not pointless at all. So then what about your other brother? Wild? I'll save that story for another time. What's wrong, Captain? What is this? Something's wrong. My memories of Esterosa are... Why can't I? Have you noticed as well? Like me, you are unable to remember anything. This voice, there's no mistaking it. It's him. You truly are just too effeminate. 50 girly, it makes me sick. What? You truly are just too effeminate. Oh, I don't know. This translation is so weird, but I thought it said 50 girly, but it says so girly, I'm guessing. So girly, it makes me sick. As I thought my son has no need of your existence, emotions. Oh my god, dude. The one behind it all, the Demon King attacks the ultimate wall in their way to returning to the real world. How in the fuck did Wild even challenge, like, this fucking Titan, dude? Like, what? Like, the Demon King should have been able to, like, squish Wild like that, dude. Like, oh my god. I know Wild lost, like, what was like 12,118 times, but still, man. Oh my god. Okay, so no one remembers Esterosa's past as the mystery deepens a confrontation with the Demon King. Yeah, that's also really interesting. And then also the Demon King said himself that... Did he say he doesn't remember Esterosa as well? Or like some of his memories with Esterosa? Yeah, he said, like me, you are unable to remember anything. Weird. Huh. I wonder why is that the case? That's interesting. Obviously, we're going to find out, but like, yeah, that's really interesting. But yeah, man, I like... So I know this, like, earlier in the chapter, I did say, like, I liked this chapter was kind of like us chilling out for a little bit. Like, it was a quieter chapter, but I do like the fact that it wasn't just that, you know? Because, like, this entire chapter very easily just could have been Meliodas and Bon and Wild just talking, you know? Like, the whole chapter could have been just that, but then it gets, like, a little bit deeper, and then we start learning even more about Zeldorus. And then we get the reveal of the Demon King at the end. And then we get even more mystery about Esterosa at the end. Learning about the vampires a little bit, like very little bit. And like I said already, just a little bit more about Zeldorus as well. So I like that it wasn't just, you know, hanging out with Wild. But like we got even more beyond that. So I think in general this was a great chapter. Definitely better than like maybe the last two chapters, I would say. I think I definitely enjoyed this one a lot more than the previous chapters. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. So peace.